My name is Garrett Butler, and I go to church at Immaculate Conception. I was raised Protestant, Lutheran. My whole family is Protestant, Lutheran. I was baptized, confirmed, married. My wife was baptized, confirmed, and my daughter was baptized in the Lutheran faith. Growing up, I always knew that faith was important. We went to catechism and we went through the motions, but I would say like we would go to church on Christmas, important days, but not necessarily we weren't every weekend or even every month, I first thought about becoming Catholic after having some trouble with the church we were going to. It was just really going downhill, and I could tell that the minister's heart just wasn't in it anymore. And my wife and I were kind of at just a crossroads trying to figure out what we could do or where we could go. And I've always had an appreciation for the Catholic faith, but I think it was the real kicker whenever I was in a meeting one day with my boss, who was a devout Catholic, and he was telling me about the Knights of Columbus and how cool all the stuff they do in their parish is. And I was like, wow, I wish I had something like that where I was going to church at the time. And he said, what's the closest Catholic church to you? And I said, Immaculate Conception in Denham Springs. And he that day he actually got on the phone with Tammy and got me an RCIA, and I was in my first RCIA class that night. My first impression of RCIA was how well put together it is. It's just incredible the amount of time and effort that goes into putting RCIA on, and just from the awesome catechist to the meals and stuff like that. It's just, they want you to be here and they want you to be a part of it. My favorite thing about RCIA was probably the different catechists that we would have, and how much you could tell that they just cared about really giving you their testimony, their faith, whether it be their faith story, educating you on the faith, their testimony, just pouring their heart out to you. And I mean, there's sometimes where it's really happy, and there's sometimes when it's really sad, but it's just, you have to realize that it's all part of it and all part of having a love for Jesus Christ. For me, it was just, I had always taken communion growing up, but I guess I never really had the right understanding of what it actually is. And for me, once we learned about that in RCIA, all I could do is look forward to finally getting to take the Eucharist, the most blessed sacrament. And I mean, all the sacraments are important, but to me, it was just going up and receiving the Eucharist and just becoming one with Christ. We came into full communion with the church on Pentecost, and it was almost like it was meant to be, because I mean, the birthday of the church, and you're gonna get to take your first Eucharist. It's just I'll never forget it. I mean, and it makes me kind of emotional because of just how awesome it really is, because I mean, this is the birthday of the church and you're gonna take your first Eucharist. And I mean, it really did move huge mountains for me, and I'll never ever forget it. And it's always gonna be very, very special to my heart. If somebody told me they were thinking about becoming Catholic, I feel like I feel like that would be my calling, just to tell them, just do it. Don't think about what people will tell you about the Catholic faith and stuff like that. Go experience it for yourself.